Hello, my name is Nick Rambush, and I'm here to talk to you guys about alcohol policy today. How many of you know someone who consumes alcohol on a regular basis? According to the group I interviewed in my class, 100% of the students in there answered yes, that they did in fact know someone who consumes alcohol. With that, do you think people who consume alcohol on a regular basis started drinking at age 21? The people I asked this question in my class about all said no. 0% of them answered that question. So, did you know that 33 18-year-olds died serving our military in the Iraq War before they were legally allowed to drink? It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? That someone can sign up and serve our military for our country, yet die without being able to legally drink. It's kind of bizarre. That being said, I'm a 21-year-old who has had drinks in a few foreign countries when I was younger. I was on a European tour with a few friends, and we went to a few different countries and probably got into a little bit too much fun. I also have a few different friends I should say, who have served public service hours for getting arrested while drinking underage. I also remember a story my parents told me about the dangers of drinking. The sources that I will be drawing from in this speech are the GWU policies on underage drinking, the DC drinking policies, and the driving laws associated with drinking, as well as the public intoxication policies that are in effect in DC. There are two major levels of alcohol policy that a student should worry about: the school level and the state level. There are a few things you should know about alcohol policy as well, which include public intoxication policies, underage drinking policies, and the school's policies on drinking. Now moving to point 1. According to the blood alcohol content chart from drivinglaws.org on October 18th, if you are 160 pounds, you will be considered an impaired driver at 3 drinks and legally drunk at 4. So I know many of you probably have a higher tolerance than that, but at the same time, that is the legal limit. So you can't really argue your way out of that one. Moving to point 2. According to GWU's Alcohol Beverage Consumption Distribution Policy, also known as the ABCD policy, on October 18th, if a student is caught drinking on university property, they will have to attend a seminar on the danger of alcohol, and after a few times of this process being repeated, they will get expelled from the school. Also, the District of Columbia's policies on underage drinking play a role in this too. It is a finable offense to be underage and drinking illegally. However, there are a few things you should know about this. If you are over 21 and you either gave or sold alcohol to underage people, you could go to jail for a long time depending on the state you're in. For instance, in Florida, if you're caught selling alcohol to minors, you can get a sentence of 2 months in jail and a $500 fine. While in DC, the first offense you would have to pay a fine of $1,000 and serve half a year in jail. The third offense in DC, for the record, is a $5,000 fine and a year in jail. It's a long time. Both of these policies have a huge effect on the life of a college student. If you don't pay attention, you'll end up being used as an example in a speech like mine. Look, just be careful about who you're drinking with and where you get your drinks from. Otherwise, you'll end up in some pretty serious trouble. Moving to point 3. According to alcoholpolicy.gov, if you are an underage person, you are not allowed to do any of the following under state law: possess, consume, be drunk, or give it to any other minor. This is basically the law everywhere, that there's no way around it. Well, almost no way. Hypothetically, if you are with your parents on your property and you aren't driving anywhere, and you're in no risk, your parents can take care of you, then even if the police did come to your property, there's nothing they could really do because you're not at risk to harm anyone else. Moving to point 4. According to criminaldefenselawyer.com, There are two outcomes for being publicly intoxicated in the District of Columbia. You will either have to pay a $250 fine and serve up to 90 days in jail. Being publicly intoxicated is not really a good thing. Plus, no one wants to be that guy at a party, like one of my parents. Like the one my parents went to with their friends on Halloween at Tulane. My parents went out for a night of fun. The drinking age was 18 still, which I guess dates my parents. But one of my parents' friends dressed up as Oscar the Grouch in an actual metal trash can that he put around himself. At the end of the night, his trash can was crumpled all against his body, and they had to cut it off of him. Also, they had to drag him back home because he blacked out and was asleep. Granted, the outcomes of the situation change if you are on or off GW campus, but you don't want to be the guy in a busted up trash can getting dragged down the street because you were too drunk, right? It's pretty messed up. The average college student should know what they're risking walking around DC and on school campus. If you're very safe about it, no one will get in trouble. My roommate actually got emerged by a very aggressive UPD officer because he was sitting outside smoking a cigarette with his friends. The GWPD officer walked up and was like, "Hey, you're drunk. I'm going to emerge you and I'm going to put you in GW hospital." And he's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm going to go back up to my room." She's like, "No, you're getting emerged." She called for backup. An additional UPD officer came by and denied her the chance to emerge anyone else. So even he, one of the UPD officers, recognized the fact that this was a bit extreme. In conclusion, the average college student should be aware of the policies and general laws that are involved with drinking. Hopefully everyone here has learned at least one new alcohol policy. If not, well, you might end up in a speech like mine, which isn't something you really want to do. I'm pretty sure that everyone here will have a drink or two while they're in college. People experiment. Everyone here will have fun, I'm sure of that, and maybe alcohol will be involved in a story or two, similar to one like my parents. After all, everyone has college students. Everyone has stories from college sometimes involving alcohol.